Welcome to the wild world of Pepsi, where we take a look at every single drink that Pepsi has put out. Where in this video, we're taking a look at Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max is a low-calorie, zero-sugar version of Pepsi with roughly 5 more milligrams of caffeine than regular Pepsi. Now you might be thinking, well, zero sugar, isn't that just Diet Pepsi? Well, the difference between Diet Pepsi and Pepsi Max is that Pepsi Max has an aftertaste that resembles original Pepsi, instead of an aspartame diet soda aftertaste. The reason why Pepsi Max was created was that while Diet Pepsi and diet soda in general was an easy sell in the United States, it really wasn't an easy sell outside of North America. Internationally, people just weren't buying diet colas, especially with its aspartame aftertaste. Internationally, diet soda was looked at as only for people with diabetes or overly excessive weight. With this stigma attached to it, outside of North America, diet sodas only accounted for 4% of sales. And within this small percentage of sales, Diet Coke beat Diet Pepsi 5-1 in 1991. After doing some research, Pepsi saw that half of international soda drinkers would think about buying a sugar-free or diet cola only as long as it tasted like regular cola. This is when Pepsi started thinking of a new way to tackle the diet soda market internationally. And after 3 years of development, Pepsi Max was born. Now, what Pepsi did to create Pepsi Max was that they took the sweetener aspartame that is in Diet Pepsi and added a few more ingredients. As aspartame is the only sweetener in Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Max was also mixed with the sweetener acesulfame K along with oils used in original Pepsi. With lowering the aspartame and leveling it out with acesulfame K, Pepsi Max's aftertaste resembled that of original Pepsi instead of Diet Pepsi. With Pepsi now armed with a sugar-free, low-calorie Pepsi that could appeal to the international market, they started testing. In April of 1993, Pepsi Max was test marketed in Birmingham and the Midlands in England, Scotland, Milan, and within its region of Lombardy, and Australia. Pepsi wanted Pepsi Max to appeal to a younger audience. So in these first commercials, they showed young and cool people doing extreme sports, such as skydiving and snowboarding. These commercials let people know that Pepsi Max was an alternative to regular diet colas. And needless to say, Pepsi Max became a huge success. And by the end of 1993, it was sold in many other countries, like Ireland, Portugal, France, Greece, Spain, and the Netherlands. In early 1994, Pepsi Max was introduced in Canada, but the formula was completely different. Canadian Pepsi Max had aspartame, but the additional sweetener to balance it out wasn't acesulfame K, it was high fructose corn syrup. This made the Canadian version of Pepsi Max an entirely different soda on its own. Canadian Pepsi Max had 2/3 less calories than normal Pepsi, but more calories than Diet Pepsi. This Canadian Pepsi Max lasted until 2002, when it was completely discontinued. But going back now, by the end of 1994, Pepsi Max was sold in 20 countries, and by the end of 1995, it was sold in over 40 countries. And as the years went on, Pepsi Max started being sold in many other countries. Back in North America, at this time, there still wasn't a Pepsi Max. This was until the sweetener acesulfame K was approved by the United States Federal Drug Administration in 2003. And this is when Pepsi turned their eyes to North America. On June 1st, 2007, Pepsi Max was introduced to the United States under the name Diet Pepsi Max. This version of Pepsi Max was only exclusive to the North American markets. As it was described as invigorating cola, it included ginseng and almost twice as much caffeine than regular Pepsi. The next year, in March of 2008, Diet Pepsi Max was also released in Canada. In 2009, the word diet was dropped from the name, and the drink was just known as Pepsi Max in the US and Canada. Jumping forward a few years later, and in August of 2016, Pepsi renamed Pepsi Max to Pepsi Zero Sugar in the North American market. This name change differentiated it from the original version of Pepsi Max outside of the North American market. Over the years, there's been at least 15 different varieties of Pepsi Max, from a caffeine-free version to different flavors like Coffee Chino and Ceasefire, which was a cool lime flavor. In 2017, Pepsi Max was reintroduced as Pepsi Black to countries like Belarus, the Czech Republic, Greece, India, and Slovakia. And taking a look at the cans that I've got, the first one is a Pepsi Max can from 1995. The second is a Canadian version of Pepsi Max from 1994. Third is Pepsi Max from 2001. And the fourth and last is the North American Diet Pepsi Max version from 2008. So unraveling this big yarn of confusion that is Pepsi Max, just so we're clear, the North American version of Pepsi Zero Sugar is Pepsi Max, but with almost twice as much caffeine as regular Pepsi and ginseng added to it. And now outside of North America, both Pepsi Max and Pepsi Black is a version of Diet Pepsi with sweeteners added instead of only aspartame, to give it a more true sugared cola aftertaste. And that's the scoop on Pepsi Max, on the wild world of Pepsi, on Industrial Industries World Radio.